I recently moved to Japan and landed my first full-time job after graduation working at a sports car rental company called NRT Rent-A-Car. Now this company is weird. I don't have a fixed job position. I do everything from managing social media to web designing all the way to washing the cars. So far, it's been more than interesting, and in this vlog, I want to share snippets of how my first week looked like settling down in Japan. This vlog might be a little bit longer than usual, but even if it's a little bit longer, I hope that's still pretty much enjoyable. You know what I'm gonna say, but I'm not gonna say it.
Girl, you don't know how I feel. Since you've been away, oh baby.
This setup that you see here right now is not how my first week in Japan looked like. I wish I was this prepared, but there were 3 very important things I have to settle during my first week in Japan. Number 1, I have to find an apartment because staying at a hotel is pretty much expensive. My boss, who I'll refer to as James from now on, even recommended me to stay at a love hotel because he said that it's cheaper and he felt that it's more comfortable to stay at. But that's not the main point of this video. Number 2, I have to attend the company's track day event as the official event photographer 3 days after I landed in Japan. So there were a lot of prepping going on. And number 3, and most importantly, I need to set up my workspace.
You say that you don't wanna talk, but it's cool. I've been thinking about you all day long, hoping you pick up your phone and
Today is like my first official day at work. I just set up my workspace. I'm temporarily working in this office before I find an apartment somewhere around the area, which might happen sometime later this week. So I'm just temporarily setting up everything here, which kind of feels a lot like home, just with a different table and a different chair. Everything works, so I'm pretty happy with this, honestly. At first, the idea of trying to settle down is very much intimidating because new country, new job, new people, new workspace, it is something that I rarely or even never had to deal with. But maybe it's because I've already visited James multiple times throughout the year and even voluntarily helping him out with running errands. I was already somewhat familiar with the jobs that I was or will be assigned to do. And also with how James is very supportive of what I do outside of work. Like this, it is currently 8:30, no one's at the office, but he gives me full access to the office whenever I want. I can even come back at 3 in the morning if I want, just because my whole setup is here and I needed this to work. And the combination of all that really gave me a peace of mind working for him and also working on my own personal projects. And with 1 day to go before the track day, I was assigned to go clean and fuel up a couple of his cars. Kinda close to losing my job. Track days are always insanely fun. You can never go wrong with a track day in Japan. Basically, what a track day is you take a car and you drive as fast as possible on a racetrack. And most importantly, you have fun and try not to crash. And this really feels like a full circle moment. Last year, I joined his track day as a stranger, and 1 year later, I'm working with him to organize a track day. Also, side note, during the event, there was a 12-year-old driving. He's not just driving, he is drifting with his dad. What a wholesome father and son moment. I aspire to be that kind of a dad someday. Okay, son, screw your homework, Let's go drift the damn thing. After the track day, I spent on and off 3 days just going through all the photos that we took, editing them and sending them out to all the participants. Also, a huge shout out to my friends for helping out with the shoot. Today is company holiday, so I don't have to go back to work because we finished the track day yesterday, and fortunately there isn't really any crazy things going on, no accidents, no nothing. So James is taking a day off. So am I. So no one's at the office today, and I'm just gonna bring my friends around Narita today. Oh, what are these?
I don't wanna lie to you. Tell me if I'm too much for you to handle. I can't control myself. Yeah.
I need a Coke. Please give me Coke.
When you go home to California, you pretend I didn't know you. Yeah, I know the time we had is over.
On the 5th day, I went back to the office myself. James is out for a dealership run, taking the cars to service, and I needed to finish editing the photos and edit a new video. And after all that, I dropped off my friends somewhere down south where they can continue their travels without me, because I need to work. But it also gave me the excuse to go out for a drive.
I knew she's the only one you ever loved for good. Let me go. You've been keeping me on hold for way too long, too long. So when I'm home.
Besides work itself, another thing that I've been working on is my Japanese. Because I'm currently working in Japan and James's employees are all Japanese, I feel like it's only necessary for me to learn their language. Thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community where creatives get together to learn different skills, all the way from illustration to photography to videography to productivity. You're bound to find a class that suits you. And since my Japanese is 上手じゃないです。私が唯一上手に言える日本語は、私の日本語があまり上手じゃないです。ということです。そしたら、I've been taking Japanese classes from Andy Watabe, and the systematic approach in his classes made it easy for me to follow along, even for someone who's never officially taken Japanese classes before. Skillshare also makes classes that suit you easy to find. All you have to do is share a bit of your interest and it will automatically adjust your recommendations to meet you where you are in your creative journey. They even have new classes for creative careers and AI and innovation. The first 500 people to sign up using the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Have fun, get inspired, and thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And then we come to what I think is the highlight of the week. Apartment hunting. This is something really new for me because I never had to look for apartments back in Hong Kong because I know that I can never afford it, but the feeling of looking for a potential place that you can call home for the next foreseeable year is really a feeling to remember. However, the process of looking for an apartment in Japan is not as easy when you're a foreigner. For example, quite a few listings aren't specified as foreigner unfriendly until you ask, and they wouldn't give you a solid response until a few days later. But nevertheless, I was able to view 4 apartments that day. By the time I am filming this, I already had moved in, even though that was 2 weeks after I did the apartment viewing because of contracts and admin work. Nevertheless, stay tuned for the apartment tour. I think my first week in Japan has been more than decent. I'm still trying to process the fact that I'm going to be living here alone in a new apartment, in a new country, working with new people. As intimidating and as scary as it sounds, it's actually not. It actually gave me something to look forward to. And of course, I have to thank my boss, James, for helping me out every step of the way and whenever I have problems. And I guess that played a big part in helping me comfortably settle down during my first week in Japan. The first week or even the first month to me is to find a groove and try to fixate a routine again. It's literally starting from zero and I like it. It's like a big reset. Anyways, that kind of summarizes my first week in Japan. I hope the video is not too long, and I'm glad that you guys sticked to the end of the video. As always, looking forward to new adventures, and I have plenty more videos to share. As always, have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Very soon. Bye.